What's up, everybody? 5-game point streak for the Carolina Hurricanes. A whirlwind 24 hours, acquiring one of the best players in the NHL, but giving up two great players in return, Natchez and Drury. They've been fabric and heartbeat of the Carolina Hurricanes, being draft picks and things of that nature. And I didn't do a video yesterday because I didn't want to step on NHL content creators' toes, because they know more than I do, and I actually listened to all their content and it was fabulous. So thank you for the insights. And I had to call my cousin, who's more of a hockey guru than me, even though I feel like I'm getting better at it. But Mikko Rantanen being a Carolina Hurricane is wild, and it feels like it's franchise altering, and it feels like if we can sign him to an extension, this feels like a total win, 1,000%. And obviously if we win the cup and things happen in the offseason where he doesn't, I mean, the cup is gonna feel good. But I mean, Eric Tulsky was very transparent, was very real, was very, very good in explaining all the process and all of that stuff. So I really appreciated that. And it's a good point against the Islanders with all the moving pieces and things of that nature. And especially only winning 33% of the face-offs. It felt like we were playing on our heels, especially from the second period on, because the Islanders are one of the best face-off teams in the National Hockey League, and you don't have Drury, who was one of our better face-off due to the trade, and Rantanen and Taylor Hall getting acclimated, and the lines, and whether you keep Blake on the top line or not, I don't know. He held his own, don't get me wrong. And the first goal was fabulous by Jesperi Kotkaniemi. Nice pass to Jack Roslovic. New number, same Jack Roslovic. Even though he'd been on a goal drought, maybe the new number helped shake up the mojo, but an absolute snipe, make it 1-0. And then a good bounce off Sebastian Aho's stick, off the Islander defender, and through the goalie, 2-0. And then Jesperi Kotkaniemi doing it all, defending Andrei Svechnikov, who got a questionable leg-to-leg hit coming up through the neutral zone. So love the fight and bite there for Jesperi. I just don't understand the instigator penalty, because they both agreed to go, so that was a little weird. We killed off the penalty, but then the Islanders, who killed us in transition the game back in November, they got a little bit of transition play, and it went off of Walker's knee and in the net, so even on the bad bounces, it felt like. And then Burns with a weird high stick midway through the third, offensive zone draw for the Islanders, and they were able to put in the rebound after Kochetkov kind of coughed that one up a little bit. Anders Lee was able to get to the rebound, and then we were able to generate chances. Taylor Hall was amazing with his forechecking, and he felt like he had new lease on life in a Canes uniform. Andrei Svechnikov off the crossbar from the setup, and the chain reaction of plays by Taylor Hall there. Rantanen he was sniffing it all night, especially in the second period, and then the third period he was felt like he was getting more comfortable with the side, his board battles and winning those, and being more physical and playmaking. But the Islanders goalie made some clutch saves. So did Pyotr Kochetkov, especially in the second period. Super awesome on the poke checks. in the second period on a couple of odd man rushes. So, I mean, I feel like the third period goal was a little bit more on Burns, because I don't think he needed to high stick that. And then we lost in the face-off circle, which was a difficult thing all night long, as I mentioned. So, you know, it was what it was. But we couldn't generate a lot of chances like we normally do, because we were in our defensive zone pretty much the whole game, it felt like, outside of the first 7 minutes of the first period. And some really good setup plays by Taylor Hall in the one power play we had. Penalty kill was solid. Again, it was a really good point, but it was a little bit frustrating because it's always that one play that you look back at. And then the overtime, a really bad turnover by Svechnikov trying to squeeze it past two Islanders, and the goalie, Ilya Sorokin, took over for the Islanders goaltender. I can't think of his name right now. It's just escaping me. Who injured his hand. Ilya Sorokin barely touched the puck in overtime. We had a lot of puck possession, but we just couldn't generate chances. And that's where you really miss Marty Necas, because he was Mr. Overtime. But I'm wishing them the best in Colorado. And just a bad turnover. And Pyotr Kochetkov looked like he wasn't expecting it, or it was just a really good shot, or it was just one of those Lech type of goals to give up in overtime. And the last couple of overtimes, Pyotr has done that. But again, in the second period and much into the third, we only had 2 shots on goal in an 18-minute stretch. So it wasn't like we were generating much, and sometimes that can wear on your goalie mentally. Even though he didn't have to save a lot, and the 2 goals that he gave up weren't necessarily on him, except you hope that he gets that rebound. But it was just one of those scrappy, weird type of game, bad bounce type of games, and with a lot of moving pieces and a lot of newness and things of that nature. I think when everything settles in, we'll be super amazing. Plus, we're already really good at home, and just keep stacking the points on the road, and playing better on the road is nice to see. 100th game played for Pyotr Kochetkov, so a nice milestone there. And he'd been great in his last 2 games and getting a point when the Islanders were super pushing, especially in that second period. I think he'd take it and run with it. 5-game point streak. Just keep stacking the points, stacking the W's. Welcome to the new guys. Can't wait. And we may not be done. I don't know. But as always, let's go Canes. And keep stacking those W's.